guys, what's up? If you're planning to drive from Windhoek to Sesriem, your gateway to the famous Sossusvlei dunes, this video is a guide for what exactly you need to know before hitting the road. So whether it's your first time in Namibia or you're back for more, this isn't just a drive, it's a real adventure. You'll get rugged mountains, desert plains, wildlife, and jaw-dropping views. Spending your first night near Windhoek before starting the road trip to Sesriem and Sossusvlei is highly recommended. This allows you to recover from a long flight, adjust to the local time zone, and avoid stress of immediately driving long distances, especially if your arrival is delayed. It also gives you a chance to pick up your car and address any rental issues, giving you room and time to fix whatever needs to be fixed, like the roof tent or the refrigerator, or missing equipment for camping, if you do plan to camp out. Also, you will need time to stock up on essential supplies like groceries, water, and fuel, which are harder to find once you headed into the desert. Starting your journey well rested and prepared helps ensure a safe and a more enjoyable trip. Once in Sesriem, staying for at least 2 nights is ideal to fully experience the Sossusvlei dunes and surrounding attractions. The desert climate can be intense, so this extra time helps with acclimatization and also allows you to enjoy the best light and cooler temperatures during sunrise and sunset for photography and exploration. A longer stay also lets you explore multiple dunes and visit sites like Sossusvlei, Sesriem Canyon without rushing, making the long drive from Windhoek worthwhile and your overall experience more relaxed and memorable. So there are 2 main routes that you can take, and I'm going to walk you through both. We'll cover driving times and road conditions, fuel stops, highlights along the way, and practical local tips towards the end of the video. Be sure to download offline maps before you set off on your road trip. Cell phone signal and reception on the way to Sesriem can be very unreliable or completely absent in many stretches, especially on gravel roads and remote areas. Having offline maps saved on your device ensures that you won't get lost and you'll be able to navigate confidently, even without mobile data or GPS signal. Google Maps tends to underestimate travel times on gravel roads because it assumes average speeds closer to those on tarred roads. On tarred surfaces, you can usually maintain speeds of 80 to 100 kilometers per hour, but the gravel roads in Namibia require an average speed drop to around 60 kilometers an hour, or even lower in rougher sections. When planning your trip, it's wise to add an extra buffer to the estimated travel time to account for slower speeds on gravel, possible road repairs, and breaks. This route is very remote and fuel stations are sparse once you leave Windhoek, so planning your refueling stops is essential. Windhoek, being your starting point, offers a wide selection of reliable fuel stations that provide all fuel types, restrooms, convenience stores, and other travel amenities. Topping up your tank in Windhoek and having 2 spare tires is highly recommended. Fuel and service availability becomes limited after you leave the city. The ability to change a tire can be a lifesaver, particularly on the gravel roads of Namibia. Also, leave Windhoek early to make the most of the daylight and avoid driving after dark. Wildlife often crosses the road at night and visibility is limited, making it quite dangerous. You'll also want to reach Sesriem with enough time to either unwind or start exploring. Let's dive into the journey. Let's start with the first route. We'll call it Route 1. This route has an approximate distance of 337 kilometers. This is via the Gamsburg and Sossusvlei Pass. It's scenic but tough. It's the shortest in distance but takes the longest to drive compared to alternative routes. This is primarily due to the ruggedness of the gravel roads and the stops that you may want to take to rest and enjoy the scenery. Although Google Maps and other GPS apps typically estimate a travel time of around 3.5 to 4 hours, in reality you should expect the journey to take about 6 to 7 hours depending on your stops and current road conditions. You'll face about 277 kilometers on gravel, followed by a 27 kilometer on tarred road. It's rough, remote, and incredibly beautiful. You'll start on the B1, driving out of Windhoek on a tarred road, then turn right onto the C26 heading into the Khoma's highlands. The landscape is wide open with chances of spotting wildlife like springbok, baboons, and even giraffes crossing and watching from the bushes. From the Kopverberg Pass, the road climbs up and twists through the Gamsburg Pass, set in the Gamsburg Nature Reserve. The mountain scenery is incredible. Gamsburg Mountain itself is a flat-topped geological wonder, high up in the mountains with beautiful desert valleys below. After Gamsburg, you'll continue through Naukas, then hit the D1275 and descend through the dramatic Spreehoogte Pass. It's steep, winding, and not for nervous drivers. You won't find any guardrails here. It's loose gravel and you'll encounter narrow bends, snaky twists and turns. So take it slow and enjoy the views. There's a lovely viewpoint and a picnic spot at the top with stunning desert scenery below. Gamsburg Pass features relatively wide gravel roads with impressive views at the summit, though it can be extremely daunting for those with a fear of heights. Spreehoogte Pass is steep and winding, with sharp hairpin bends and sections paved with concrete bricks to improve traction. While the pass is easy to navigate at low speeds, caution is needed, especially when tackling that steep descent. Both passes reward drivers with spectacular vistas of the surrounding landscapes. This makes driving here quite memorable, despite the demanding terrain. After descending, you'll turn left and join the C14 and head to Solitaire. This is a quirky little settlement known for its famous apple pie and old car wrecks. Solitaire is the only significant fuel stop along Route 1, which is about 250 kilometers away from your starting point. The Solitaire petrol and diesel station is well known among travelers for its reliability. It offers both petrol and diesel. There's restrooms, accommodation, and basic services. This makes it a crucial refueling point before the final stretch to Sesriem, as there aren't any fuel stations between Solitaire and Sesriem. The final stretch is flat and hard. You'll get 70 kilometers on the C19, then 11 kilometers on the D826 to Sesriem. Expect dry desert views and occasional wildlife like oryx and springbok. Eventually, you'll arrive in Sesriem, your base for exploring Sossusvlei, Deadvlei, and the iconic dunes. Although this route via Gamsburg Pass is longer than other options, it offers a richer experience full of scenic variety, wildlife, and the impressive transition from highlands to deep desert. Moving on to the second route, we'll call it Route 2. This is via Windhoek and Bullsport. If you prefer a more relaxed drive, this route is definitely for you. It's about 342 kilometers and takes around 5 hours. It's less intense and ideal if you're not confident on steep mountain roads. Again, add an extra buffer to the estimated travel time to account for slower speeds on gravel, possible road repairs and brakes. So you'll begin your journey on the B1 south to Windhoek, a proper tarred highway. Windhoek is your last fuel service town before Sesriem, being about 250 kilometers away. So stock up on fuels, snacks, and essentials if needed. From Windhoek, you're going to turn right onto C24 and head to Kleinaub through the M47. Kleinaub transitions into a more remote rolling savanna landscape. Wildlife sightings are possible, especially springbok and birds of prey. Kleinaub is a small town with historical significance as a former copper mining site. Unfortunately, there are no fuel stations here, so ensure your tank is full. The landscape is open and semi-arid with gentle gravel roads. Continue to Windhoek from Kleinaub for about 20 kilometers and then you'll turn right onto the D1206, approaching Bullsport. Bullsport is a historic farmstead and accommodation stop nestled near the transition zone between desert plains and hilly terrain. You'll pass through Bullsport and finally join the D854 to Sesriem. The landscape opens up, the red dunes begin to appear in the distance, and you'll begin to feel that desert magic. So your scenic highlights, especially for Route 1, are the Gamsburg Mountain. This is the iconic flat-top peak in the escarpment. Then you have the Spreehoogte Pass, one of the most scenic drives in Namibia. The Tropic of Capricorn, a cool photo stop between Spreehoogte and Solitaire. Then finally Solitaire being your highlight as well, famous for its apple pie and old car wrecks. Diving into accommodation. So Windhoek has everything from hotels and guest houses to Airbnbs and lodges, and campsites too. Sesriem, on the other hand, is small. Accommodation is limited and books up quite fast, especially in peak season being from May to September. So plan ahead. Click the link in the caption to check out our website and find the stay that suits your style and your budget. Clients often ask what to pack. So desert days are extremely hot, reaching over 30 degrees Celsius, and nights can get cold, going down to 7 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, it is beautiful and really hot. That early morning 11 degrees has gone. It's tipping 30 degrees. We're a couple of hours in. There's a lot of people around, and I found some great shots on the way, and I haven't even made it to Deadfleet yet.
Winter evenings fall as low as 1 degree Celsius from May to September. What to bring? Bring plenty of water and a hat and sunscreen, comfortable sturdy walking shoes, warm layers for the evenings, a torch and extra fuel just in case, and of course, your camera. Getting into your park entry tips. The Sesriem outer gate is the main gate to Sossusvlei and Deadfleet in the Namibia National Park. You'll need to pay a park fee and stick to the opening hours. Gates open before sunrise and close at sunset, so plan your dune visits early for those epic morning colors. Fuel and facilities. Fuel up in Windhoek before you leave. Solitaire is your only fuel stop between Windhoek and Sesriem with Route 1, and Rehoboth is your only fuel stop with Route 2. Carry plenty of water and at least 2 spare tires. This is a remote and hot country. Make sure you are prepared for anything. So car hire. Renting a vehicle in Namibia is a bit different from what you might be used to. Namibia's roads can be rough, remote, and incredibly long. So if you're flying in and planning to self-drive, go for a 4x4 vehicle. It's not just for adventure, it's for safety and comfort too, especially on gravel roads and mountain passes. Driving is on the left, just like in the UK. You'll obviously need your driver's license or international driving permit. Always carry 2 spare tires, plenty of water, and a physical or offline downloaded map. Because once you leave major towns, fuel stations are rare and mobile signals can be non-existent. Night driving is strongly discouraged. Wildlife often crosses the roads after dark, and collisions with animals are a serious risk. And here's a fun fact. Plastic bags are banned in Namibia, especially in national parks, so bring reusable bags instead. Vehicle advice. While a high clearance 2-wheel drive can manage these routes in dry weather, we strongly recommend a 4x4, especially if you're going beyond Sesriem into Sossusvlei. If you are towing a trailer on Route 1 through the Gamsburg and Sossusvlei passes, only 4x4 trailers are permitted. These passes are steep and challenging, making them unsuitable for regular trailers, as accidents involving trailers tipping over have occurred in the past. To improve safety, about 8 kilometers of the most difficult sections has been paved with concrete bricks, providing a better traction and stability for vehicles navigating the steep gradients. Also make sure your travel insurance covers self-driving in Namibia. We always provide our clients with emergency contact numbers, just in case. Some areas, especially near Solitaire and Sesriem, have been reported in poor condition. In March 2025, the C19 near Solitaire suffered major rain damage, creating erosion gullies and potholes known locally as dongas. If you're traveling during the rainy season, January through April, road conditions can change quickly. Don't take chances. Feel free to give us a call for real-time updates and possible detours before you hit the road. And there you have it, your complete guide to driving from Windhoek to Sesriem. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments, and don't forget to reach out for road condition updates. Before you travel, click the next video for the return journey back to Windhoek. Thanks for watching, safe travels, and we'll see you in the dunes. Happy traveling.
Welcome to Sesriem Canyon. Now, you access in the main Sesriem gate where you're signed in. You then go and get your permit for staying in the park, because this is inside the park. Then you drive round here, bit of a bumpy road. Then there's this big car park where you can park in. And Sesriem Canyon, you can't see because it's a canyon. It's not a hill like that sticks up. It's a cut in the ground which runs along there. It's about 1 kilometer long, and you have to make your way over there, down the path and in the canyon.